Hello guys, welcome to the stream, and on that inglorious note, it's time to switch over to Flying Circus. Alright, so this one's not on the Jasta 5 Flug Park, I don't think, which in any case has one person on it. It's on a different server. JG1 is it? Something like that. Maybe I'm a bit too early. I can't see. I don't know which. Can't remember what it's called. I think it's JG1. Maybe I'm a tad too early. Look at that. There's a Grim Reapers server, but no one can go on it because it's locked and it has 0 players. I'd go on it if it was unlocked. Circus Flug Park, 2 players, 3 players. Maybe it's this is it. This has got to be it. I don't see any other. Where's JG1? Let me just have a brief look for JG1. If I can't see it, then I'll go into the Flug Park. Sorry guys. Well, not really sorry. Welcome to live streaming. Person Geterix. The character I believe that Asterix was named after. Mr. 99? Nah. Flug Park it is with 4 players so far. I just opened the chat, FYI. G'day Autofire, g'day Mystic, g'day Warrior. Welcome you guys. And at this juncture, I'm going to briefly duck out and grab myself a cup of coffee, and I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Stay tuned. Guys, I am back. Let's pretty much do this. I'm going to fly... What am I going to fly? I'm going to fly a Halberstadt. The gunner kept missing with the 20mm turret. I might try the twin Parabellum. I'll definitely go the twin Spandaus facing forward. Let's go for some bombs as well. 350 kilogram, that sounds good. 350 kilogram, 1,000 rounds of ammo, 2 forward-facing MGs, 2 rear-facing MGs, so there's 4 machine guns and 150 kilos worth of bombs. Bombs times 3. Aldous trophy, sounds pretty good. Trophy, so it's off of like a British or a French supply. Trophy. Alright, that'll pretty much do it, I think. G'day Vince, welcome. Now let's choose a skin. How much fuel do I want? Pretty big plane, probably, yeah, it's 200 horsepower engine. That's going to be about 50 litres an hour at cruise mode. At full power, much more. Maximum 155. I'll go 80 litres. Try that. too much and it's too heavy, too little and you run out of fuel. Let's go for this one here. So we got 3 bombs, 50 kilos each. One of those will destroy a bridge. 2 machine guns. That's pretty cool. They're kind of staggered. They're drum magazines. Inline 200 horsepower engine. Probably a Daimler-Benz. And what else? And 2 forward-facing machine guns. This thing's a beast. A beast! Wow. And a Mauser sidearm. Straight out of Star Wars. That's the gun they used in Star Wars. Pretty easy to start the engine. There's no mixture by the looks of it. So last time I flew this plane, I set the default view for facing pretty much through the gun sight there, which is a cylindrical scope, optical scope. There we go. Nice, and you can see the engine working there. What a beauty! So you got the tachometer there. Don't go above 1600 RPM. Pretty simple. As an altimeter in kilometers. Some other stuff. We got a clock. We've got a thingo there. I think it's an artificial horizon. That'll pretty much do us, I think. Am I missing anything? Ah, yes, we got a gunner. You can jump into the gunner's seat right here. You can press T and left shift T. Get hold of the gun. Pretty awesome. You can swivel the gun right around and you can face forward like that. And you can actually fly the plane from the gunner's position, which I won't do just now. I think with the 200 horsepower engine you don't want to advance the throttle too fast or else the engine seems to knock. It makes some kind of a unhealthy noise. Like that. Let's try that again. Really not sure what that noise is. Versus 3. Let me turn the chat on so I actually know what's going on in here. I assume that it's in the Flug Park, but last night I was looking and they were saying that it was on a different server, so go figure. If I'm in the wrong server, well, this is the only one that's got players on it. Hell, that fenced off object's right in the way. That's cool. I'll just fly to the left of it. Ain't nothing there except for trees. Let's do it. I go above 85 throttle without that noise. Seems not. There's 87. Who knows what that noise is? It's some kind of a thing. Let's open the damn radiator. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a target to hit and just fly to it. Plane doesn't seem to have any kind of trim, so there we go. Oh man, it's not the sound bug, it's something, some feature, well, who knows, right? But I think it's some feature of the engine. My guess is something to do with it being a very early technology engine. And if you run it, see there's two versions of this plane. There's the 180 horsepower, then there's the 200 horsepower. I'm flying the 200 horsepower. I'd be interested to see if the 180 does this, because I don't think it would. I think the 200 horsepower, it's the same engine, but they've probably just increased the compression ratio. Not necessarily, though, at the same time increasing the octane rating of the fuel, so you might be getting knocking of the cylinders when you run it at that higher power setting. That's my guess. Who knows though, right? Can't do auto level, which is disturbing. Alright, auto level on. Will it stay on? So far so good. Where do I want to go? I took off from here. I should be going west. What do I want to hit? What targets are there? What is this? Recon A? It's a recon plane. Is there a target? The map looks really pretty sparse to me. Am I missing something? I don't see a target. Well, maybe I'll just hit their airfields. Unless these are the targets. Recon. Take photos of between such and such. Take photos. How about bomb? Oh well, as it happens, I'm going west. So yeah, from up here you can fly the aircraft pretty well. We should expect a lot of flak, and we should expect increasing numbers of enemy fighters and a few bombers. How many players now? 8 on my side and 4 on the other side. That's pretty healthy. Imagine if we get up to like 50 players. It's going to get cray, brah. So 92% throttle is as high as I can go so far in cruise. What's that, 1320 or something? I assume the guns are going to work when I pull the trigger. So these are two pretty mean looking guns. Air-cooled Spandaus. They look like water-cooled MGs that they've just fluted the cooling jacket and removed the water system, and they just run it through the airflow. That seems to be good enough to cool it down. What about if I shut the radiator to 30%? I really should read the technical manual. That'd probably save a lot of time. So I shut the radiator to 30%. Do I have a temperature gauge somewhere? I have no idea what that says. Clock thing over there. I've got a tachometer, that's for sure. I've got an altimeter. And an airspeed indicator. No, it's a fuel flow meter. Nine versus 4. If we do come under attack, the gunner's going to see it pretty early on. Flying west, crossing the front. Ironically, the one time that I fly a bomber in this equipped with bombs and there's no targets on the map to shoot, there's something up there, it's a plane. Where did he go? There he is. That's a plane, alright. Very high up though. Got some flak going on there. If I stay low, the flak shouldn't be too much of a problem. Fingers crossed. I have no idea why everyone insists on climbing to insane altitudes. It takes so long. Do you want to spend 20 minutes climbing? English Electric Lightning can climb to, I I don't know, it can climb to 30,000 feet in 3.5 minutes or something. Whereas one of these planes can climb to, I don't know, probably about 400 feet per minute instead of 10,000. There's 3 planes up there, a squadron no doubt. So I've spotted 4 planes so far. So far the gunner hasn't moved, which is promising. Means we're slinking through. We're almost across no man's land. The flak's going to really start trying to get me soon, I think. Get out. Are those aircraft tailing me, would you say? They seem to be heading in this direction. 4 aircraft, so they're all on the same side. Quite possibly. There's a Maverick there doing his own thing. I think they're on the same side. And there's 3 of them there in a Vic formation. They seem to be heading in my direction. They're either an escort or they're trying to attack. I don't know. They probably don't know that I'm here. Either way. The only time that they'll find out that I'm here is if the flak starts showing my position, or if someone else attacks me and they fire on me or I fire on them. Then everyone, including them, will see that I'm here. And this is a Halberstadt. It's not a slow plane. Getting better, 10 versus 6. There's the enemy's barrage balloon. British barrage balloon. It has a flak unit on the ground there somewhere. There it is there. Why don't I freaking bomb that flak unit? Why don't I do that? That would be a very productive thing to do. Right, full power. Hopefully I'm dropping one at a time, I don't know. Yeah, if that is the flak unit right there, it could be the pulley system, like the motorised winch. The flak unit could be elsewhere. I think that's it there, actually. So I'll hit this with some guns and bombs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't like this, man. I don't like this. Well, I'm going down, but I destroyed some stuff at the base of the balloon, which is going to be useful. I'll probably be able to run back across no man's land. Easy. The gun doesn't fire when the engine stops. Look at that. You can see they're winching the balloon down. Hey, what about if I shoot the balloon? Could be a pretty good spot to just park an aircraft on the ground like this and shoot at anything in the vicinity. If you're very careful, you can park these aircraft in a field. It doesn't always go well, but you can do it sometimes. Pretty good vantage point here. Right next to the British balloon. Probably pretty hard to hit something from here. You give it a shot though. That's some serious firepower. Alright, so I've destroyed some of the barrage balloons AAA, which is excellent. Let's go again. You just joined us. I've took off with 2 forward-facing MGs, a 200 horsepower engine, 2 rear-facing MGs, and 3 bombs, each one of them weighing 50 kilograms slung under the wings and the fuselage. I've just destroyed a MG at the base of the British balloon across the front. I'm heading back there again. Now that the MG's out of action, it'll be a bit easier. There's probably others in the area. I'm just going to keep hitting that site. It's a useful thing to do. I can't stand the flak that starts shooting as I get across no man's land to that part of the front, because that flak shows your position, particularly if you're at altitude. Like if you're up there and no one can see you, the flak starts shooting and then everyone can see you. So if I can take out that flak, that's really useful for my team. The plane doesn't seem to care that it's making that knocking noise. But just to be safe, pull that power down a bit. The engine's at 30% radiated, I think. Hey, what do we got here? So my balloon's been pulled down. I'm not really in a position to dogfight with these 3 bombs. My ground is shooting at something. What is it shooting at? Bloody Ling's in the way. Did you see that? My ground forces there shooting at something. This is instructive right here. This is the kind of thing that my balloon has. I can expect the enemy balloon to have something similar. Although this is pretty far away. What do we got here? Just tents. Ammo. It's a magazine. Gunner seems unconcerned. Shadow passing over your rear. Oh yeah? Usually the gunner picks it up if there's any action. He's eagle-eyed. That out. What's that? That's a big aircraft. It's either a Halberstadt or it's a... that's really interesting. That's an enemy right there. Gunner is not firing at anyone. Whoa, you see that? I wonder if I can get taken out by those explosions. It was going north to south. I see. Well, I mean, there's an enemy sort of to the south of me. A bit behind me now, but... If I do get jumped, I think what I'll do is I'll try and remember to immediately drop the bombs. I should increase the radiator. We got it at what? I'll keep it at 30% and I'll see how we go with that. There's definitely aircraft back there. Check that out. There's one that's gone down. I've managed to give him the slip anyway. The terrain rising, I might have to climb a little bit. Very low here. Starting to dawn on me that in real life, if you flew over no man's land, you'd probably want to be at 15,000 feet or something. Because anyone on the ground that sees a plane, they're probably going to start shooting. I think that's how the Red Baron bit the dust. I can see the other side there. I've been going slightly to the left of my course. I got to assume that I can find the balloon again. Let's increase altitude a bit. And turn to the right a bit. My action on the event of getting jumped, if I can remember, drop the bombs, 100% radiator, 100% power, and stay low so they can't get underneath my gunner. and start manoeuvring. Got to find that balloon now. The balloon has probably been shot either by me or someone else if I hit it with a stray bullet. The scope, is it a magnifier? No, it's not. It's not a magnifier. I think in real life it probably is like a 2 times magnification or something. I don't know, maybe not. This one doesn't have any magnification. Eleven versus 9. That looked pretty bad, but hey, oh shit, what is that? Hey, I've been hit. Flying too low, I think. That's a stray bullet. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Am I under attack or what? I'm gonna do something. I think I just saw the British balloon as well. Where is it? Where is it? I got a glimpse of it. There it is. Damaged. Hopefully I can get to the target. Alright, I see something up there. The flak units are offset from the balloon a bit, I seem to remember. Is that a flak unit or a town? Let's just get there. There's the balloon itself. Do I want to hit it? It's got a big flak on it. Let's take that out, like the equivalent of an 88. Oh well, I'm still going. That probably took him out though. Recock the guns. One each. No. Right, where's that other? Still going. I dropped one bomb only. Let's get the bloody balloon as well. But the balloon's not exactly, it's a trophy target, but what I want to destroy is something like that. And engine damaged as well. Hello balloon, I got you. If I destroy the balloon, then I can't find this location very easily though. Stuff it, I'm gonna get it. Bombs left. Doing some damage down here. How long is the engine going to last? Well, I'm running the engine at 100% power as well. Should probably, I don't know, let's just run it like it is. Got an airfield or something over here. Took a bit of fire coming over the front. There's got to be AAA units there, I'd say. Anything else? Looks like that's it. So the gunner's doing nothing. That's probably a good sign. That's not really, it's just like a farm or something. False alarm, that's like a farm. There's no guns there. Let's reduce power a bit. No, not really heavy recoil from the guns. They're small caliber, 7.92 or something. One thing is there's no trim control in this particular plane. No stabilizer pitch control adjustment. So it when you're like trying to point your guns at a target, you've got a constant upward pressure. So you've got to adjust for that. So it's harder to keep your gun steady on a target. Does that make sense? You don't have that problem in the Bristol F2 because the Bristol F2 has trim, has stabilizer trim. So it's very smooth in that way. Less than 10 minutes of fuel. What to do? Let's look at the map, eh? Hey, maybe I should just head back to base. It's probably the way to go. How many bombs have I got left? I'll go back and I'll hit the balloon and I'll just go home. Got to find the damn balloon. Go back to the farm. Airspeed seems pretty low now. The engine power about 90%. Got to find the rest of the balloon apparatus. The engine's knocking in. The engine seems to have stopped. Yeah, the engine stopped. Damn it. We're going down. Gonna tip with 2 bombs left. So it drops one of them that's on the wings first. Well, that was an interesting... This is a capable ground attack aircraft. If I didn't get hit by that, whatever it was, the stray bullets going over the front, that would have been pretty... I would have just been able to continue. One plane, according to that. How do you figure? Oh yes, of course, because of the balloon. Alright, so we'll go again, taking off from here, going across the front. There's 2 enemy balloons, by the way. There's one approximately here, and there's one down here somewhere. At least there was on the previous map. Do I want to change the loadout at all? I don't think so. Gain a bit of altitude. Yeah. Even that was a stray bullet. Like even just flying a little bit higher over the front should do it. Those ground forces are shooting at each other. Two D7s there. What it's worth, it looks like I've got a thermometer there as well. Oh, it's for the guns or the engine in degrees C. Probably for the engine. So that's your engine. Ah, that's your engine temperature right there. Haha. How about that, eh? Nifty, very nifty. Although they haven't figured out about parasite drag yet, they've stuck it right in the relative airflow. Uh, 270 is what I want. I always forget the radiator on this plane. What are we at? Are we above the red line? Where is the red line? I think I'm above the red line. Pull the power back. Yeah, now the temperature's going down. Red line seems to be at 85 or something. I think that's 85 degrees. We're just sitting on it now at 100% radiator, 92% power. I took off without opening the radiator, so that's why that happened. Lucky I just remembered, or else we'd overheat. We did overheat. That's pretty good. Now I'll shut the radiator. I'll keep it at 30 and I'll see what the temperature does. Nah, the guns can go much higher than that in terms of temperature. So I'll gain a bit of altitude, but not too much. And we'll see if I think that'll make a difference. The gun has been silent this whole time, which means that he hasn't been challenged by an attacker from the sky. It is the best fun when there's someone else to fight. The AI has gotten a lot better recently too. So if you're just starting out, flying against artificial intelligence pilot, playing against the computer is good enough. For me, I've been playing for about 3 years now, and the reason why I play multiplayer is because I want the challenge of fighting against other players, which becomes much more challenging than fighting against AI. Having said that, the AI is pretty good these days, so. Probably the most fun that I've had dogfighting has been in flying circus, but with the one caveat, not all the time, only when there's players. The most fun I've had dogfighting is in this, when you get multiple players in a dogfight. It gets really pretty crazy. It gets pretty crazy, which is what you want. These World War I planes are so, I don't know, so over the top. They're so over the top. You could make an analogy. Watching World War I planes fight is like watching vicious dinosaurs fight, or something, like watching two squadrons of Tyrannosaurus Rex engaged in a giant fight or something. Vicious. These are vicious planes. Look at that. 2 machine guns, engine whirring away, telescopic scope, 2 rear-facing machine guns with drum magazines, belt-fed, 3 bombs, 200 horsepower engine. Vicious. And the camo, the insane camo. An awesome plane. There is an enemy up there, I can just see him. Right, so am I high enough to avoid the ground fire? Yeah, I think so. I might just go a bit higher. The higher you go, the more easier it is for you to be spotted, so it's another factor. So far I've managed to slink across the front because I've been low. Look at that, we got some action up ahead. That'll be over by the time I get there. I think those two D7s that took off, maybe they're up there. How's my temperature? It's on the line. I might increase the radiator a tiny bit. This Rise of Flight, yeah, kind of, it's flying Circus, so it's Rise of Flight upgraded to latest technology. 60, 32-bit or whatever, I don't know, 64-bit, whatever is the latest thing. It's up to date. If you've got it, Vince, give it a shot. It's pretty cool. So in terms of multiplayer, this is Thursday in the Northern Hemisphere. So the biggest basically you have to fly it in events. There's 3 events per week now. There's Thursday, Tuesday and Sunday. Pretty soon I think it's just going to be you can fly it every day of the week, but right now initially I think there was just one event on Thursday, then there's Thursday and Sunday. Now there's Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. So this is the Thursday event, and the significance of that is instead of there being 0 players or 1 or 2 or 3 players plus you, there's maybe up to 50 players. How many have we got right now? 11 versus 11. We've got roughly 20 players right now, which is pretty good, and it's filling up. Say parachutes, and look, I've crossed the front. I haven't been hit. How's my temperature? It's not too bad. I've got those 3 bombs to deploy. Where's the enemy? Where should I go? So I'm a ground attacker, but I can dogfight as well. Still going west. We got a city up there. I'll consult the map in a minute. There's a town there. There's that farm. And I think I can see the thing there for the balloon. I'm heading right for it. I might as well drop a bomb on it. I'll just keep my altitude and drop. Hopefully hit something. Maybe I should dive on it. I'll probably dive on it. Love to see some dogfighting. Yeah, you'll see some for sure, one way or another. Hey, look at that. Have they replaced their machine gun? I hope they haven't replaced their MG, or else I'm screwed. Is that a hit? Looks promising. Got one more. Right in the pickle barrel. Didn't do anything to it though. Those tents are impervious to it. Would have thought it'd smash into smithereens. Let's get that balloon. So the balloons just replenish. How many bombs have I dropped? 2, I think. And I've destroyed another balloon. Carnage, absolute carnage. Except for those damn tents. And the big gun there is abandoned. G'day, bad mood, welcome. So I reckon I've got one. How's the temperature? Temperature's good. I didn't really count, but I reckon I've got one bomb left. I've just totally wrecked the balloon for the second time. So from here, before I stray too far, I'm going to check my location and see which direction I want to head. I'll keep going I'll keep going west. So I've come across from here, gone due west. I'm right here. I can see that city there. I can see a town somewhere closer. Where do I want to go from here? There's an airfield there, so I'll head to 230. I'll head 230 from here and bump into that airfield and drop a bomb on it and shoot it up. I want to climb a bit for this one. The airfield's going to have a lot of MG and flak and stuff. It's not really going to be. It's going to be very risky to attack it. What did I want? 230. I've got to compensate a bit because I went too far north. As I go higher, it gets more and more dangerous that I'll get spotted. So you get 1,000 rounds of forward-facing ammo. What's that? I haven't really used too much. I've just attacked the balloon and that's it. Flak. Where's it from? Where's it coming from? It's coming from the airfield already, I think. Am I over the top of it? Still going roughly 230. That flak's going to give away my position. That's bad. That's really bad. I should do something about this in the next 30 seconds. Just got to find the ground target. We've got a city there. It's probably the wrong city, but it's a city. Let's head to it. Is there another one? There's one there. See him? Get him, Gunner, get him, get him, get him, shoot him. Ah, I have to do it myself. Get him, 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 get him. Yes. Yes. You wanted dogfighting? Alright, Gunner, take it easy. He's out of range. If I put it into auto cruise, I wonder if the gunner's more accurate. No, he's stopped now. I'll just keep tailing him. He's going to his own airfield. He's hit my aircraft, particularly in the fuel tank. How am I trailing any smoke? A bit. I think that's fuel. Is it worth chasing an SE5? I'll shoot this guy. I've got one bomb left, haven't I? I've been dogfighting all this time with a bomb. Let's ditch it right now. Or maybe not. I'll do one pass at him and then I'll ditch the bomb. And then I'll head home. Come on, Gunner, get him. This gunner's pretty effective, I think. Hopefully he doesn't run out of ammo now. Look at this guy. I'm going to get hit by some enemies soon that see all of this fighting. If I don't get him, I better drop my bomb. Right, now I'll probably be able to have a better chance of catching him. Gunner's doing a pretty staunch job there. He's down one way or another. Bang, bang, bang. Alright, let's get out of here. Ha! The gunner's still giving him some good news. Get some! Get some! It's the 1917 equivalent of the zealous Huey door gunner with the M60. Alright, so, alright, Gunner, that's enough. He's down. What are you doing, Gunner? Are you shooting at someone else, or? Cease fire, I said. Low fuel. It's time to go. 90 degrees. I'm amazed we didn't get jumped by a third aircraft there. It's usually what happens. Usually all of the gunfire attracts the enemies to come along. So let's go approximately 90. Let's get out of here. That was an example of a Halberstadt, a bomber, destroying an SE-5A, a fighter. What should the SE have done? He should have gotten beneath this aircraft and shot it up from underneath, from behind or the side and underneath. Oh no. Engine failure. Give me a break. Give me a break. Did I run the engine at full power for too long? What's the temperature like? Temperature's good. Why did the engine stop? Probably out of fuel. Probably out of fuel. Low fuel, less than 10 minutes. I did have a nasty fuel leak, so that's probably what it is. Always with the flipping. If the plane doesn't flip, then you've got a decent gun platform using the turret gunner. Planes, that means the balloon plus the SE. What's with the frame freezing? I don't know, man. I did not see that at all. There's a button. There's a bunch of commands you can give your crew. I just can't remember them. What, like cease fire, fire at will, that sort of thing. Yeah, if he didn't turn, then I wouldn't have been able to catch him, I don't think. I'm just going to continue like that, I think. Or do I want to go for a fighter? I think I'll just continue with the Halberstadt. I'll just keep flying this plane all the time. Only thing I'll change, maybe a tiny bit more fuel for battle damage sake. Go 100 litres. So the maximum fuel is 155, so we'll go 100 litres. I'll keep the loadout. I'm pretty keen on this loadout, and I'll change the skin. So I was going for this one before. That's the default. I did have the blue, now I'll go for the yellow. So this aircraft has you can see it's got plywood on the underside of the fuselage. Where should I go this time? So I'll take off from here as per usual, go west, and then Brazo, Levalier. I'm not going to try and say them all. Bellevue. I'm going to try and find this airfield here, next to this town. I'll set a course as soon as I get to this lake. I'll set a course to there, which will be about 260, I think. Flying at that altitude above the front worked, so I'll do that again, and I'll go 260 once I get to the lake. $15 versus 9 so far. A bit lopsided, but it'll probably change soon. In my opinion, balloons don't really count as planes in terms of aerial victories. Not nearly as the same thing, not nearly as challenging. But when you shoot down a balloon, it shows that you've shot down a plane, kind of thing. What do you get? You get like planes 3. Oh no, it does. If you look at the breakdown, medium balloon 2, light plane 1. Oh yeah, good. Temperature's good. I got the radiator at about 83, 84. Sorry, 33, 34%. Doesn't seem to overheat at that setting, even with full power. There's the lake. I'm going to go 260 now and start climbing a bit. Yeah, 92% generally seems to be the cutoff for the noise. I even think that you can run it at 100% power. I don't think it's a problem, necessarily. But I think I'll reserve it for when I need it. Most of these planes, you can run them at 100% power. The only problem is in a dive. Many of them, you don't want to dive them at 100% power because you'll overspeed the engine and the propeller, and it wrecks. The engine stops. Long story short. Except for the rotary aircraft like the DR1 and probably the Camel. I know the DR1 you can dive it at 100% power and it stays good. It doesn't really get any damage. I can't remember the Camel. I think I've tried to dive the Camel at full power and I think I've damaged the engine. Don't quote me on that though. The SE5, I've dived the SE5 at pretty high speeds, up to the maximum that the airspeed indicator goes, which I think is 160 miles an hour, without damaging the engine at all, even running at, was I at full power? I think I was at full power. And that was a long descent. That was like a cruise descent at high speed with full power in the SE5, and it didn't have any problems. So it varies from engine to engine, I think. pretty balanced now, 14 versus 12. So I'm heading 260. I'm heading straight for the enemy's airbase. There's an aircraft up there. I don't know that he's seen me. Everyone insists on flying so high. He's circling around, he's going back the other way. What he is, I don't know. Aircraft up there now. If I had to guess, I'd say the top one's a DR1 and the bottom one's an Albatross. If I had to guess. I don't know though. They're too far away for me to really see them. And they're at different levels. Whoa, we got aircraft everywhere. That's got to be an enemy there. And then there's two aircraft up there behind it in formation at a higher altitude. There's one up there. There's like 6 aircraft up there at the moment that I can see. This is kind of like latent possibility for a giant dogfight. There's 2 aircraft. There's 2 aircraft up there in a formation. That makes 8, plus me, that's 9. Ball soon, yeah, exactly. I think my gunner is, if I had to conclude right now, what gun should you take in the Halberstadt for defence? I'd say take this option here, these twin Parabellum, because you get plenty of ammo and the gunner seems to be able to now and then hit something. Particularly if you hold the plane steady, I think it helps, and if it's within range. Take the cannon, 1 shot, 1 kill, but you have to hit him. And so, given that your gunner will fire at something that's seemingly 500 metres away, that'll just waste all your cannon ammo. The cannon is undoubtedly more devastating than these two, but these two get more ammo, and the gunner seems more accurate with these, probably because they're probably faster firing. Don't quote me on that, it might not be the case. But I'd say that they've got a higher muzzle velocity and of course a higher rate of fire than the cannon. I think a cannon's probably best suited, like they have a cannon on a HE-111 in the nose, not really for shooting at fighters, but for shooting at Navy targets, like for shooting at ships and things like that. Basically ground attack, a ground attack cannon, or sea attack, for shooting at ships as it goes past. That's my understanding anyway. That would make more sense. A ship being rather stationary. So I'm going 260, got something there. Where's this? So I've crossed the front, no dramas there. It's just temperature. Temperature's good. We've got 3 bombs. Where's this airfield? Just crossed the front. There, that could be it there. Right where the smoke is. Oh, look at that. We have an aircraft there. That's got to be an enemy. Oh, so tempting, so tempting. What should I do? What should I do? Where is he? I've lost him. He's decided for me. He's turning towards me. very heavy laden with these bombs. I'll go to him, they'll go to the airfield. Assuming that he's not a D7. Flak. Bloody flak. Aircraft behind me as well. SE. F2. F2, I think. Shit. It's a big one. Hopefully it's not a Halberstadt. No. That was bloody... Check that out. He's going down, is he? No. I've got to ditch these bombs, I think. I'm gonna get him. Camel and a Bristol F2. Oh, he's unspawned. Got a camel to deal with. Come on, gunner. Come on, gunner, get him, get him. Get him, gunner, get him, get him, get him. Fatally injured. Give me a break. Drop all my bombs. And try and get one of these. Still going. Excellent, excellent. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have put it into straight and level. I was going to jump in the gunner's spot because I thought he was finished. Now he's finished. Oh my god, three camels. Just cut the power, let him fly right by. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, this is savage. I needed to jump into the gunner's spot and start blasting away at those camels. I would have at least shoot them off. Prop wash torque issues. Well, you have a 200 horsepower engine and you have a pretty huge control surfaces, so you don't have too much issues with that. He just disappeared. He was a foo fighter. Yeah, I think he unspawned. I don't know. I'm not going to say that because in this game, when you get shot, you disappear straight away afterwards. We'll look at the result, eh? Let's see the result. And my gunner might have shot one of those camels as well before they got him. That result will be delayed though. I've at least got one plane out of that. One medium. One medium. That means, yeah, so he didn't unspawn. He just disappeared when I shot him. One medium, that means that the Bristol F2 that I shot. And I think in time that'll rise to 2 or 3 from shooting those camels. I got hits on that camel that was going head to head, albeit in the wing. And the gunner would have shot some bullets into the camels, so I reckon 1 or 2 of them would have been dispatched by the gunner. Do I want to, do I want, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with the gunner's performance, but let's see what other armament he's got. I mean, you can just go for the default, which is he just gets a single parabellum, I think. But two's better than one, right? Or you can go for the 20mm single gun, the Becker. 300 rounds per minute. 450 meters a second. 700 rounds per minute, 825 meters per second. This is a much better defensive gun. Having said that, if you hit one of those camels on your tail with this, they are finished. It'll explode in the air. Did you see that? At one point I was going head to head with a camel while my gunner was shooting about 30 degrees to the right at the Bristol F2. So at one point me and the gunner were both shooting at the Bristol, then I noted an aircraft coming at me from my left, so I turned to the left to face this aircraft coming straight at me. I didn't know what it was, but it was coming straight at me, so I just took the risk because I was in combat and I fired at it. Turned out it was a camel as it got closer, so it was me firing with my forward facing guns at the camel, and the gunner was firing over the wing 30 degrees to the right at the Bristol F2. That was pretty intense, basically firing at two separate enemy aircraft at the same time. Why not change the skin? I've tried that one. They're not that different, are they? Might try and get some custom skins. Green nose. I also didn't drop my bombs until very late into that whole thing. Attempt. Good try. Cheers. Off to combat box. No worries. Thanks for stopping by. Was a good choice. Kept your energy up facing the other plane. Yeah. When they're, yeah. I knew that was my best opportunity if that was a camel, to just take it on head on like that. To be 24 players in total on the map now. D7, I think. Yep. Probably the best plane of the war, right there. Fokker D7. So when you get the message that your gunner is wounded, that doesn't... I think it said that he was mortally wounded and he'd stopped firing. And he seemed, if I'm not mistaken, he seemed to have slumped backwards. So from all of those indicators, I thought that he was finished. He wasn't going to fire anymore. So I put the plane into auto level and I was preparing to jump, press left control and C and jump across into the gunner's seat and start firing at the 3 damn camels that were behind me. And then the gunner reanimated and started shooting at him again. So mortally wounded doesn't mean that he's going to stop necessarily, is what I've discovered. If possible, you want to stay in the pilot seat because you've got the 2 forward-facing guns that can be useful. I see. Oh well, yeah, if anyone's getting any video or audio issues, let me know. That's a standing order. Otherwise I won't know, unless I've got some indication of it here. But, yeah, I don't know, Jerry. There's the lake. I better switch on. I was sort of drifting off a bit there. Probably time for another cup of coffee. Same deal. I never got to the airfield, did I? There's the lake. I head 260. Climb a bit so I'm above the stray bullets at the front. So far I've been exceptionally lucky to make it across the front undetected pretty much every flight. How long will that continue for? Well, I got human opposition and they're going to cotton on to the fact that there's a Halberstadt that keeps on raiding their site every 15 minutes or so. And pretty soon they'll start patrolling lower on the front. And then I might have a harder time getting across the front. So I'm probably high enough here to get away from the stray bullets. Maybe just a tad higher. Bit of action up there. I think there could be an enemy behind me. There's some flak going off there. SE5. I've dropped the bombs. Hits. I'll scare him. Yeah. Go, Gunner, go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Haha. Haha. He's on the run. Got him on the run. He's not happy. Hits, hits, hits. Losing my energy a bit here. Alright, Gunner, it's up to you. I'm gonna hit 90. Power now. I didn't even have full power before. Come on, Gunner, change your guns and go. Change your guns and go. Gunner, start firing. Oh, I knew it. My prediction was quite correct that I was going to have a harder time getting across the front now that they're starting to cotton on to the fact that there's a Halberstadt attacking over here every so often. Give that SE5 a run for its money, that's for sure. I didn't go full power, I should have done that. What can I do differently? Drop the bomb straight away and go full power and probably increase... No, keep the radiator as it is. Try and win the dogfight and then get out of there. I think that's the thing. I was getting a lot of rounds down range type thing, but to be honest with you, that SE5 didn't look like it was smoking or anything. So I think the key to it all is to drop the bombs, go full power, get as close as possible, and the rounds will have more effect from closer, both mine and my gunners. Mission ends in 10 minutes. When this mission ends, I'll probably stay on the same side, but I'll change into a fighter aircraft. I haven't decided which one. Tempted to go the D7, but that's the easy route because that's the best plane. Might try the this is a Halberstadt. I might try the Fowles D3. Might try the Albatross. Albatross would be a good one. Though I've been flying it before. I should fly the plane that I've flown the least. What is that? What is that? D7, I think. Alright, it's probably high enough altitude to avoid the stray bullets over the front. Again, I'll turn 260 once I'm at the lake, go straight for their airfield, try and hit it if I have the opportunity. I imagine I'm probably going to get into a fight over the no man's land at some point. As long as I get into the fight decisively, I think I should win. If the map finishes in 10 minutes, probably take me a good 5 minutes from here to get across the front. Something to consider. I'll probably have about 2 minutes over the other side before the map ends. when the map ends, I will take a 10-minute break. 5 or 10 minute break. Probably closer to 5 actually. And then I'll resume in a fighter plane. There is an aircraft over there. Gunner shooting it. I need to go higher. That was a bit peculiar. What did we have there? Gunner obviously saw something. And consequently I've dropped my bombs. What I should actually do is wait to see if I can spot what the gun is shooting at before I drop my bombs. So I've got to remember to drop them, but maybe make sure that there's something there first. Alright, I'm high enough now. I'm going to keep it at full power most probably. Engine temp's good, and I'll reduce the radiator. This will be interesting. So I'm at 100% power, I'll keep the radiator at 35. We'll see how we go temperature wise. I'm now basically a gun bus. A fighter aircraft, heavy fighter, nothing more, because I've dropped all the bombs. Oh, that plane is lagging a lot. Looks like a camel. Lagging a lot. Whoa, look at that, look at that. Whoa! So much lag. That's crazy. I can't really fight him when he's lagging like that. That's the worst lag I've ever seen. Whoa. Maybe you were right about technical issues. I don't know. How do you fight a plane that looks like that? Very roughly, I think. Very crudely. Gunner's going after him. That's good. I've shot at him. I've also been hit. Get him, Gunner, get him. Whoa, look at that. He's a foo fighter. In the last couple of minutes. Just try and stay airborne, keep my energy up. Get him, Gunner. Try and get him. Get that Foo Fighter. Yeah, get him, get him. And that's the end of the map. Look at that. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Can't fight with that kind of lag. Yeah. like an insect buzzing around, like a fly. It looks better than it is. Actually, it doesn't look better than it is because there's like 5 kills, but for 5 deaths. So 2 light, 2 medium, and 2 light, 1 medium, and 2 balloons. 2 light aircraft destroyed. That's good. 1 medium destroyed. That was the SE. Sorry, the F2, and 2 balloons. Alright guys, take a break. I'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes and we'll resume with a different aircraft. I'm not sure which one. If you've got any suggestions, leave them in the chat. It's going to be on the Axis side, so anything on the Axis side. Stay tuned and catch you soon. Alright guys, I am back, probably sooner than expected. I'm going to check if there's another server doing Flying Circus. I don't think there is. Let's just check though. There's the Flug Park, that's the one we're on now. Just a 5 Flug Park. I think that's it. They were going to change it to another server, but I don't think that happened. As per usual, Wings of Liberty and Combat Box have got good numbers. But that's World War II. So here we are, Flug Park. So that was some pretty serious lag towards the end there. If that is seen again, I'll have to stop the stream. Or go to Combat Box or something. In any case guys, this stream will go maximum for another 1 hour, FYI. So somewhere between next, I don't know what, 20 minutes and an hour, probably closer to an hour, but an hour maximum. It's going to have to be the DR1. Not a fast plane compared to the others, but really nimble. Good armament. Let's go for the Red Baron's colour. Collimator Knight. Bullet counter. 1,000 rounds. How much fuel do I want? That's quite an amazing engine. I want, so 72 litres maximum. 35 would be too little. 50 litres would be alright, I think. So I've just taken off from Cappy. That's it there, that's Cappy. My ground stuff is shooting at something up there. There we go. Looks like an SE. The trick is to keep an eye on it without bloody well losing it. Once again, it's flying at a very monumentally, insanely high altitude. Everyone seems to fly the fighters so high. I don't have much chance of catching him. He's just going to drift along over there. I could tail him for the next 20 minutes. What fun. While you're fixating on something that you're chasing, you're not checking your six very much. It's not the best sort of a thing. If you would turn around and descend, perfect. Having said that, this plane does have a good rate of climb. It's not very fast in a straight line though. There's another aircraft. Interesting. The plot thickens. They're both above me, of course. The one that I'm tailing is going towards this one that's closer. Are they both on the same team? I know the one that I'm tailing is an enemy because of my ground forces shooting at it. The one that it's chasing is an Albatross, I believe, which is on my side. Watch out, Albatross. Watch out. Watch out. You're getting tailed, man. Don't you check your six? Ah, what are you doing? Ah. Albatross, no. The same could be said for me. I'm not checking my six, but I'm checking the action in front of me. Which is hard to keep track of because it's obscured by the wing. I'm flying too close to them without gaining enough altitude. Now I'll finish him off. Decided to dive for it. So you see, I spent all that time climbing to get to this dogfight, and it just ends up on the deck anyway. That Albatross did not check his six. Got to entice him to come back into a dogfight. Otherwise he's much faster than I am. Give him some bullet. Come on. Come back and fight. That's it. Those bullets, though, will alert everyone else that there's a fight going on here. That's the problem. Head-to-head. Do I want head-to-head? Not really. Not really. I think I'll avoid head-to-head. Which way does this plane turn the best? Shit! Ah! Mishandled it. Yes, he'll get the kill, but he didn't shoot me down. I should have gone head-to-head. Stuff avoiding head-to-head. I'm always going to go head-to-head. That whole sequence contained a fair bit of frustration. Firstly, because the planes are so high, you got to spend a lot of time trying to get to them. You get to them, and then they just dive onto the deck. And then when you're on the deck, they start flying away from you, and they're faster than you. So it's a real challenge to actually get them to engage in a dogfight rather than just flying away. And often they don't see you, and you can end up in a situation where you end up chasing another plane for 20 minutes. It's happened more than once. That was the first flight in the DR1 for today. Let's call that a warm-up. Which way does the DR1 turn the best? I think it's to the right. So it's 5 versus 5. I'm surprised as well that the Albatross broke off. He didn't really pursue the SE5 for whatever reason. Come back and fight. Not having much luck in the old DR1 so far. A quick recap of that: got ambushed, managed to outturn him in a spiralling, turning fight, and then he broke off, chased him a bit, and he escaped with his higher speed. And I had a damaged engine by then. I might go north to the dogfight area. Funny numbers, 4 versus 6. There's a plane. Again, it's very high up in the clouds. I almost can't be bothered trying to chase it. There's another plane, also high up, but closer. But up in the clouds also. Enemy balloon there. What I might do is climb closer to their altitude without climbing necessarily directly at them. Kind of like climb a beam them. It's harder to do because you can lose track of them. Bunch of them up there. Is that one there? What is he? I don't know. So far I think it was more fun in the Halberstadt because at least you had a direction and a purpose from the get-go. With this it's like chasing, and again I gotta reiterate, I don't know why, but everyone seems to climb up to like the cloud base and stay there. Actually no, they don't stay there, they climb up to the cloud base, so you've got to catch them, and then when you catch them they dive to the deck. People seem to be finishing. So the idea of the Thursday night fly-in, it's actually in 2 time zones. It's in GMT, 8 o'clock till midnight, and then it's later on it's in United States East Coast time zone, 8 p.m. till midnight again. So that's my understanding anyway. Versus Phil. So I think the peak time is over, so I might end the stream sort of sooner rather than later. I see a plane over there. It's different to the one that I was following, which is there, so I have to be careful of that. It's miles away though, I can hardly see it. I've lost it. There it is. Could be a recon aircraft, in which case it's not very interesting. it's flying in the same direction as a recon plane. Now we got that plane there, whatever it is. Looks like an SE5, so I'll have to turn into that now. Here's an SE. Hits on it. More hits, I imagine. He's smoking. He's on fire. Got him. That kind of settles the score with the two SEs that I fought previously. What's he up to? Still coming at me. Better watch out. If he's on fire, that's... No, he's... nothing to worry about. One thing he was doing correctly, whether he knew it or not, was he was turning to the left, which is harder for a DR1 to do, which is what I'm doing now. It's not the natural way that it wants to turn. It wants to turn to the right. But, yeah, might have just been a coincidence. Favourite aircraft that I like to fly so far. The Halberstadt was pretty good fun. The DR1 is a good fighter plane, that's for sure. I've drifted a lot further south than I wanted to. I'll probably fly for the next 10 minutes and then I'll call it quits if I don't see any further action. I'm at about 1,500 meters. Which is 4.5 or 5,000 feet. Ammo counters, 260, 280 rounds, so in each gun, probably enough for just one more dogfight if I use quite a bit of economy with my firing. So there's like a dogfight area at that lake just there. When I get to that lake, that's the dogfight area. Right here. I can see an aircraft over there miles away. I'll start heading towards it. What is it? I don't know. There's another one up there, even higher than me. I think it looks like it's a recon aircraft. The one that I was after, it's in between the lake and the town. Can't see it anymore though. I'm going to have to change course. Gently does it. There is the lake, that's the dogfight area. There we go. That's not a balloon, is it? Nope, that's a plane. Let's go at him. I'll try and intercept him, and I'll try and just stay at his altitude. He hasn't noticed me because he's flying in a straight line. What is he? Looks like, I don't know. Don't know. Here, come back here. I have a feeling he's going to escape. Is he a recon? He's a bit low to be a recon. Looks like a Halberstadt. Or a foul. I reckon that's a Halberstadt, having just flown one for a while. He's going at the British balloon, or is he going to miss? If he misses it, he's an AI for sure. What do we got there? It's a balloon. He's just flying along, he's totally ignoring the balloon, so probably a AI Halberstadt. Hang on a tick, he's not being shot at by the flak, is he? Could he be a SPAD? I'll shoot some bullets in his direction. If it's a human, it'll react. I've got hardly any bullets left anyway. One more. I think that's an AI Halberstadt. I'm tempted to end the stream since there's nothing going on. 10 o'clock, same level. Was that the one that I saw or a different one? There's no Gothas in this one. There are in the previous version, which I've flown now and then. They're pretty good. One before. The DR1 is an interesting plane. It's a plane that I usually like to do aerobatics, but in the DR1 I don't, because it's like every time you do aerobatics it wants to lose control. It's the sort of plane that it's so unstable that you just try and fly it nice and steady, and somewhere along the way, flying it nice and steady, it'll do some crazy aerobatics for you without you even trying. It'll loop the loop and it'll do rolls and everything. So you can be extremely manoeuvrable and unpredictable without even trying when you fly this plane, even if you just fly it normally. Well, alright, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to return to base. I'm going to land back at Cappy, and that will conclude the stream. Hopefully find some action on the way. Not holding my breath though. That was a pretty comprehensive defeat of that SE5. One thing I like about this plane, the DR1, is that you can descend and dive and things without the engine being oversped and getting damaged. I'm descending at a speed right now. You can hear the wind rush, but in other aircraft with full power, like I've got here, this is full power. If you did this in another aircraft, you'd damage the engine. So the DR1's engine's pretty good in that way. What do we got there? I'm just going to open fire from here. Hello? I think that's an AI recon. Can I be stuffed to go after it? Not really, because it'll take me ages to get there, unless he starts turning. What is that? Probably a F2. Recon F2. It's basically an AI plane. I'm not going to bother with it. Just keep going. Bristol, that plane there is a Bristol F2B, and it has a pretty big engine. I'm trying to remember how many horsepower it's got. I'm tempted to say 280 horsepower. I'm probably wrong, it's probably not that much, but it's on that side of 200. It's a powerful engine. if I do chance upon a dogfight before landing, I've got hardly any ammo left. I have to be very selective with my shot. I have the aerodrome in sight. Interesting thing about the design of this plane, it has from what I can see, pretty limited use of piano wire. World War I planes used a lot of piano wire, like steel cable. This one has a bit around the central box of the fuselage, but out there it's got these elegant struts, and that's about it. I think in the beginning it didn't even have the struts. There was nothing out there, they were just wing. And then they took it up and they flew it, and they found that the wings were flapping like a bird's wings, oscillating in the wind. So they had to do something, so I think they put the struts in there, something along those lines. They basically tested the prototype and the wings were flapping, so they needed to strengthen them or stiffen them, and they did something to do that. I assume it's putting in the outboard struts. Still 4 versus 4, but I haven't seen anyone. Let's cut the power. Shall we try a dive test? Mind you, this is with the power off. Let's see how the wings go. Looking good so far. What about a gentle pull up? Yeah, no props. Still manoeuvres. How does it compare to the Camel? It's a different plane. Look how fast I'm going here. Really, even that's a fast approach. Too fast. Alright, I'm going to try for a good landing approach once more and let the chips fall where they may. That's that AI aircraft. Stuff that. now I'm too high. Alright, let's try and turn around slowly. I haven't got an airspeed indicator, so it's all by the wind rush and things like that. The plane's faster than it seems in a way. With such a lot of wing leading edge, you'd expect it to slow down quickly once the power's off, but it doesn't. It just sort of glides along. Which makes sense. They're thin, they're high aspect ratio wings, and there's 3 of them, so it's like a glider in a way. Let's try now. This is looking a lot better. Still gliding very well. Turn the engine off or else I'm going to overshoot again. So there you go, she glides well. Just managed to avoid the fence there. And like the other planes that shoot through the prop, when you press the trigger with the propeller stop, the guns don't fire. The interrupter gear doesn't let them. So how about that? Guys, that's the end of the stream, more or less. It is the end of the stream. So yeah, how do I compare it to the Camel? I think there's a lot of things to compare. I don't really know the Camel well enough yet. If I had to be in a dogfight, Camel versus this, which one would I want to be in? Camel's a good plane, but I'd want to be in this one, I think. It's so crazy. It's such like a Mustang, like it's a wild ride. So very unstable, but very maneuverable. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna take off now. Thanks for the stream. No worries, Glenn. Thank you. Thanks, Riley. Thanks everyone watching at home, and thanks everyone who participated in the chat. Usual stuff, like, share, subscribe, support on Patreon, and join the channel on YouTube as a member. It's $5.99 a month, free to cancel anytime. Really helps my efforts in the channel. And check out my website, it's froggyfrog9000.com. There's a new article there as of a few days ago. I'll be back at some point later on today, not sure when, so stay tuned for that. If you want to get notified when I go live, next to the subscribe button, I believe if you hit the bell icon, I believe that'll let you know when I've gone live. Okay, so catch you guys later. Bye for now.